Today, I want to talk about the latest version of the DJI Fly application, version 1.12.8, which puts a lot of emphasis on user experience and also keeping you updated on all the rules and regulations you need to follow when flying your drone. So first things first, there are still a lot of people who are unaware what different C labels mean on a drone. Maybe you've seen something like C0, C1, C2, and you don't know what that means. Also, there are different subcategories where you can fly your drones, such as A1, A2, and A3, and I'm going to give you a quick rundown of all of that and what that means. C0 drones, for example, are drones that weigh less than 250 grams, such as the Mini 4 Pro, for example, or any other drone that is within the mini category of DJI drones. That also fits the C0. C1 is a drone that weighs between 250 grams and 900 grams, such as the Air 2, the Air 2S, the Air 3. All of these drones are classified as C1. C2 drones are drones that weigh between 900 grams and 4 kilograms, such as the Mavic 3 Pro, for example, which is just over 900 grams, but that goes into the C2 label. Drones such as the Mavic 3 Classic, the Mavic 3, and the regular Mavics are all within C1 category. They are less than 900 grams, so that makes them in a completely different category. And finally, we have the C3 and C4 drones, which are between 4 kilograms and 25 kilograms. These are big ones that are being used for filmmaking, for agriculture, for surveillance, many other things, but those are in a completely different category because of their weight. And then we have the different categories such as A1, A2, and A3, and within these categories you are allowed to do different things. In A1 category you can fly over people, but not over assemblies of people. So just a couple of people here and there is okay, but not huge concerts and stuff like that. A2 gives you the right to fly close to people, but not over them. And in the A3 category, you must fly far from people. You should not be flying close to them. So these rules and regulations are unified and they're being applied to most of the European countries. So whether you live in one of these countries that you see here on the screen, or you plan to visit one of them and you want to fly there, you must obey those rules and regulations. Luckily for you, the test that gives you the license in A1 and A3 category, which gives you the right to fly close to people or even over them, depending on what type of drone you're flying, is extremely easy. It's all online. You can study for just a couple of hours. You can prepare yourself. There's a lot of materials online. They're all free. And the test itself is also free. So it doesn't cost you anything besides a little bit of time management and studying to get that done, pass the test, and to be sure that you are licensed to fly your drone in those European countries and to feel safe, because nobody can tell you anything if you know that you have the license and you know what you're doing and you're following those rules. You will be good to go. With that being said though, DJI has now made it super easy to get all of that information within DJI Fly. So whenever you want to fly, you can just open the app, you want to check the rules and regulations before you fly, and you will have everything listed there. With just a glance, you will be aware what the rules and regulations are, what requirements there are in this specific area where you plan to fly, and you will be aware if you're breaking any rules or not. So now when you open the DJI Fly application, in the upper left hand corner you will see a new button which says before you fly, and it will automatically locate you wherever you are, and it will show you the local rules and regulations in this exact area. So now I've been located and the app shows me different geo zones, the unlocking zones, the authorization zones, some new flying spots, which I'll get to a little bit later in the video. But also there is a big sign that says before flying in Bulgaria, check out now, which I'll press right now. And first I can select the model of drone that I'm planning to fly, because obviously different drones have different requirements. Let's say I want to fly my Mini 4 Pro, so I will select that, but you can select any other drone, even some quite old models such as the Spark. Even the Spark you can select, but let's just select the Mini 4 Pro. And next in the Get Prepared section, I will see that I need two things: operator registration and aircraft labeling, which are usual things. So you need to register yourself as a pilot in your National Aviation Authority. Then you get a number which you need to put on all of your drones to label them according to the rules. Besides that, you have some local fly spots and restrictions. You can see some different fly spots. You can see whether they have weak, moderate, or strong control, which I'm not sure how accurate that is because we don't have any flying spots with strong control. We only have 4 with moderate control and the rest of them are with weak control, which is pretty good, but I'm not sure how correct that information is. But that makes it super easy and convenient to know if you plan to fly here, what are the things you need to have if you want to comply with the rules and the regulations. That also makes it very easy if you plan to travel to a different destination, maybe a different country, and you're not sure what are the things you need to have, whether it's worth bringing your drone with you. Well, now you can check that in the app without even connecting to your drone. As you can see, my drones are both turned off, and thus the app just works and gives you the ability to check different things, to plan accordingly, to know more information about those licenses and things that you need to have, and of course to prepare yourself, to give you the maximum information that you need to know before you even power on your drone, which is a great thing. So now let's dive a little bit deeper into the new interface of the Fly Spots feature in DJI Fly. Now, we've seen this map already, and I want you to just quickly demonstrate what all of these buttons do, how you can browse these fly spots, how you can add your own, and how you can take advantage of this great new feature. So first of all, we see these little thumbnails here that are flying spots added by other people in this city. So if we zoom in a little bit, we can see that we have this cathedral right here, which is one of the most popular places in the city. It's the biggest cathedral in the city as well. So now we can see a little thumbnail of this building, and then we have more information regarding that flying spot. So we can see that we have weak control here. If we press on more, we will see this exact information that we saw earlier when I showed you about the rules and regulations. So we can scroll down and we can see that there are some geo zones around. So enhanced warning zone, interference, no data available, but as more people visit and enter information about this place, it will be populated with more recent information that is more accurate. So now, safety control and frequently asked questions. We can see on the bottom, safety control is not available because we don't have enough data, but we can see if we continue to scroll down, is permission needed? 1 person has said no and 0 people has said yes. Like I said, if there are more people voting and just using those flying spots, there will be more accurate information. So we will see improved data very, very soon, I'm sure about that. Then we can see the reviews. That's actually the review that the person who created this spot has left. He says no safety risks, and he gave this place 5-star rating. 64 people have seen that, and we can like this spot, we can drop a comment, we can add it to our plan, and we can review it ourselves, which is pretty cool because it makes it super easy and convenient to browse through all of these locations and kind of make your own map of things that you want to visit, where you want to fly, and just make sure that there won't be any surprises when you get there. Now let's focus very quickly on these 4 buttons here that we have on the right upper hand corner of the screen. So if we press on the info button, we will see pretty much all the map layers that have been activated, and some of them have been also deactivated, such as the warning zones, for example. We can scroll down to see pretty much everything that we can use here in terms of different layers to activate or deactivate. Now, if we press on the second button here, we can see just a different view of the map. This is the satellite view, which is very convenient if you want to zoom in, and similar to Google Maps, you can just scroll and zoom and maybe just scout for new flying spots that you want to visit. That's very convenient, and if you don't want to use that, you can just press it again and it will switch back to regular map view. Now, the next button is the button that turns on or off these little thumbnails that we have here of the different flying spots. So if I turn it off, I won't see any of these thumbnails, but I will see this little camera logo that indicates that there is a zone, that there is a flying spot there, which we can check out by pressing on it. And then the last button is the button that will just find you on the map with your GPS. Something that I love doing is shooting hyperlapses in the city. It's a great way to showcase action, movement, passing of time, and it's just a great way to use your drone as well. So obviously, because we are in the city, we're on a very busy boulevard. There are a lot of people around walking by. There are a lot of cars, obviously. And because of that, it's a good idea to use a sub 250 gram drone to make sure that you are complying the most with all of the rules and regulations. And because of that, I'm using the DJI Mini 4 Pro. So I just finished filming a hyperlapse that I set up to be a waypoint hyperlapse. And now I will add this location, this boulevard, as a flying spot, because I think the way the boulevard is set up is going to be nice to be used by other people to shoot similar scenarios, maybe hyperlapses, maybe some scenes that involve a little bit more movement, because there's always something going on, and especially at night it is even more dynamic because of the lights of the cars. So I think it's a great flying space, and it should be used by everyone. Now let me just zoom in here on this boulevard. It's called Levski. It's one of the biggest boulevards in the city. So I'll just tap on the plus button here. Then I will select location, and you will see that you're adding a little pin. Search for keywords. We don't want to search for keywords. I will just create this new flying spot. Now the name is Levski Boulevard. I will give it a review of 5 stars. Very good. Share about scenery, safety risks, and good photography locations to help other users. Now add a topic. Overpasses, FPV shots, portrait, night view, bridges, architectures, sunrise and sunset, winter, fall, summer, spring. We have a lot of different topics. Watch for obstacles, crowds, and that's it. Any security staff in the area? No. And we can add a photo, which I'll do a little bit later because I don't think I have one right here, right now on my phone. I just added the photo, and now we can post this spot. Now it's important to mention that this flying spot will not be automatically approved. It has to go under review, which is nice because otherwise people will go crazy adding everything, maybe their own apartments and buildings and stuff like that. So it's important to know that this, you have to wait until it's being approved. Another favorite location of mine to use my drone is this chapel behind me. You will see it right there on the hill, and it overlooks the whole village under it. So it has a really nice view over all the area around it. It's also extremely beautiful the way it just sits alone on the hill. There's a cemetery just around it, and it also has a toxic, I would say very toxic water waste that is with a very interesting color right next to the hill itself. So there are a lot of views here that are stunning in my opinion. Now it's really windy here, so of course it makes sense, as there's nobody around, literally not a single person, or at least not a single living person around here. It makes sense to use the Mavic 3 Pro, as I'm going to need that to kind of be as stable as possible in the air, because it's very windy here. It's also super chilly. So yeah, I will take out the Mavic 3 Pro, shoot with it, and then add this to my favorite flying spots. I'm gonna end the video here as my hands are absolutely freezing, but I hope you enjoyed this new DJI Fly application update video. Don't hesitate to drop down a comment if you have any questions or concerns. I would love to help you out if I can. This is Mike from Drone Supremacy. Take care. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Ciao.